We have some breaking news this morning. New data shows concern in the job market. U.S. employers lost 23,000 jobs in July, falling well short of expectations. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate changed little, ticking down 4.1%. University of Michigan economics and public policy professor Justin Wolfers is here for more. So, Justin, thank you for coming on. What do you make of the numbers that just came in?
Mate, I'm trying as hard as I can to smile, but that smile would be a lie to you. This is a very bad set of outcomes. The US economy had been creating roughly 100,000 jobs per month, or at least that's what we thought. We learned two really big things today. One, we learned that in July, in fact, it looks like we lost jobs. And then we learned that the previous 2 months, which had looked pretty good, actually that was a statistical illusion. And when we got better data about what the economy's been doing over the past couple of months, it turns out it was nowhere near that good. So right now, it would be really lucky if we could say we were treading water.
So analysts expected the U.S. to add 80,000 jobs. We actually lost 23,000 jobs. In the Fed's meeting last week, they seemed divided over whether or not to hike interest rates. How do you think that changes the calculation going forward?
Well, look, the Fed's now in an even harder position. So the case for raising interest rates was that inflation is above the Fed's target, and it has been for years, and folks were sort of getting frustrated with that. And they thought that what was going on in the labour market was things were going okay, so if we did raise rates, it wouldn't cause any harm. What we've subsequently learned is, yes, the inflation rate is high, but actually the economy is weaker than you would have thought. Normally, a weak economy like this might start to put interest rate cuts to be back on the table. So the Fed's in a difficult place. The reason the Fed's in a difficult place is this is what's called a supply shock. A supply shock gives you two forms of bad news at the same time. It gives you higher inflation and it gives you a weaker economy. That supply shock, it's tariffs and it's Iran. And so we're in a really somewhat more difficult situation today than we might have thought as we went to bed last night.
The new neighbor in the economy that we're all trying to learn and understand is artificial intelligence. How do you see AI being a factor in all this?
Yeah, so what we're learning today is really about how different should your view of the economy be about, in early August and knowing what's happened over the past 3 months. AI is a story where if you squint and you hold it up to the light, you can see a little bit of it happening right now, but really AI is a story about the next 2 to 3 years and also a story about the next 2 to 3 decades. What people are seeing out there is it's a low hire, low fire job market. So if you've got a job, good on you, hold on to it. But because it's also low hire, that means that young folks are finding it hard to get into the labour market. That could be a little bit of AI, but it could also just be other things going on.
So by that calculation, it seems like this will be a trickle going forward, as you mentioned, for the next couple of years. Justin Wolfers, thank you for this time this morning and your expertise. We always appreciate it.
Pleasure.